Hey, boys.
Hello.
Hey, Harold.
Hi,
Hello.
Harold.
Hello.
What's going on?
Not much.
You home?
Yeah.
I'm going to Mordechai this weekend, to Montana. Guess what the
Oh,
high
nice.
the high in Shabbos and Whitefish will be?
Is how much?
The high will be -9.
Why are you going?
The way it is.
Why are you going?
Now. The program is now.
What do you wear? Like another person?
What?
Oh my God.
Where is
I don't
that
know what
one?
they're gonna do
Were you
about skiing.
Eskimos? Who signed up?
No,
No,
he
it's
wants
like-
to build a snowman.
I mean, if there was snow, it's normal temperature now. It's like teens and 20s, but it's dropping by 20, 30 degrees over the weekend.
Is that in Montana?
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy. Make sure you
I
take
wanted
your
to-
longe gatkes.
I wanted to take Rabbi Krause. It's
That's
like,
crazy.
"Ah!"
His beard's gonna freeze.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going
You
to
see
New York
it?
next
White
week.
fish.
I'm already thinking it's
Cassie
too
go?
cold.
What?
I'm going to
Yeah,
New York
I-
next
I
week, and I
see,
already
yeah.
think it's freezing there. And it's not -9.
Is it
Everybody's
Whitefish
gonna
or
learn a lot
Whitefish
of
Lake?
Torah.
Huh?
What?
Yeah, Kenny, is it Whitefish or Whitefish Lake?
Whitefish.
Is it? Oh, it's Whitefish, not Whitefish Lake.
It's the same thing, but put in whitefish. That's what I have.
Because Saturday night's -12.
Yeah, for the high.
For the high, yeah.
Right. The low is -30.
Oh, I didn't check that. Yeah, you're right. -33. -33. There's such a thing?
Yeah, you get a week of this in Montana every year. Like it's just like the timing, you know?
We can't go outside.
No, you need a face mask.
You need,
Kenny, you're in Montana?
you need
No,
a
I
hazmat
will be
suit.
Thursday night late for the weekend.
-33.
Kenny, you need a hazmat suit. Like those,
Yeah.
like
Okay, we're on Samech Zion 67. So we said if it wasn't for the Takonas Hashavim, that Chazal made a Takona for Baltruvas, that if you'd have to rip a beam out of a house to return it, that if the beam was stolen, nobody would ever become a Baltruva. But if it wasn't for that, you'd have to return it, even though there was a Shinu Hashem, meaning it was called a piece of wood. Now it's called a morish. And Rav Yosef wanted to say that even Shinui Hashem, something having a name change, is enough to acquire it for a gossip. I'm Rav Yosef. It's not a Shinui Hashem. Morish Shmoala. It's the name of a beam is a morish before it's put in a house and after. The Tanya. It says in Yechezkel, describing the base of Mikdash, Tzalois Habayis, like the ribs of the house. Elu Hamaltatin. These are wooden planks that are placed around the windows. V'ha'ubim Elu Hamarishos. These are the beams. So they're called Morish even after they're put into the house. So there's no Shinui Hashem, so there's no riot from there. Rav Zeir Amar, a new concept. Shinu achozer lebriyasa. Something that it's a reversible change. It means you can bring it back to its original state. Bishinu yashem lo abishin. That's not enough. If you just call it something else, and it's a change that can go back to its original state, then it's not koine. So the Gemara asks, Vishinu Hashem Shen Chazal Briyoso, Vishinu? Who said that when you call something a new name? Or who says that if you call a new name which is not Chazal Briyoso, that's called a shinui? I'll show you that it's not. Vaharetzinu. You're talking about a wooden pipe. Did we ikara before you made a hollow out of the piece of wood? Ketzitzosa. It's called piece of wood. And now that you hollowed it out, hashtat sinoim. Now it's a pipe. And it's not, you cannot bring it back to its original state. Vitanya. And there's a brisa that says like this. We know when you have a mikveh, you need to have our boy and saw in the mikveh. And it has to be rainwater. If you use water that's been carried in a bucket and dump it in there, it puzzles the mikveh. So tzinor shechakaku, you have a piece of wood that you hollowed it out. So it already was a kli. Ulavasov kavu. And then you put it into the place that feeds water into the mikveh. And if water flows in through this, poislas a mikveh. Because mayim she'uvim passes a mikveh. The tzinor, before you fixed it, this piece of wood pipe, before you fixed it in place, it already had a shem kli. Now, if kavu, if you had placed a solid piece of wood on the ground, and while it was on the ground, then you made a hole in it to make it like a pipe, and now water flows into the mikveh through this, ain't no posels a mikveh, because it was not a kli when it was attached to the ground. However, if a name change has halachic significance in its own right, so so even if you had attached the wooden block, which was not hollow, and then you hollowed it out, it should still puzzle just because of the Shinui Hashem. It's not called a piece of wood anymore, it's called a tzinor. So the Gemara says there's no proof from there. Shani sho'ev rabbanon. This psul, this invalidation of a mikveh of mayim she'uvim is all midrabbanon. So therefore, they're not machmir to this extent. Ihachi. So if you're going to tell me you're makel by mayim she'uvim because it's all midrabbanon, so afilu dereisha. So maybe the first case where you took a piece of wood, hollowed it out, and then attached it, why should that puzzle? So hasam ikatoris kliyala. When it was betolush, when it was a mobile item, it already had a shem kli. Now I attached it. You can't get around the fact that water is flowing into the mikveh through a kli. Hacha, but when you attach the piece of wood and then hollowed it out, so ain't Torah's kli alav betolush. It doesn't have a shem kli, and that's why the chachamim could be makel there. So Meisra, we're going to ask a kasha on Rabbah in a different way. Haganef ve'agazan ve'anis. A ganef steals at night, where you don't know who stole from you. A gazan holds you up. An anis is somebody who forces a shopkeeper to sell him something. Now, these three people, Igdishon, if they're magdish, these items that they stole, hegdish, and trumas and truma. If they use this thing that they stole to give truma, the truma has a din truma. Umasr say and meiser. Now, in these cases, the owner has abandoned hope of getting it back. The fact that we say that these things are hegdish or trum or meiser implies that the gazlan or the ganef was coin of the item. Yeush alone seems to work to allow the ganef to acquire it. The Gemara says, Amri, we answer no. Hasum ikishinu yashem. There's also shinu yashem here. It's not just yeush. Dimi ikorativ lash the truma.
Sitting here now?
Prior to giving the truma, called tevel, now it's truma. Or behegdish mikara chulin, lash the hegdish. So there's a combination of shinu yashem and yeush. But there's no proof that yeush alone is enough to acquire the item for the gam. Rav Chizar Rav Yechon. Minayin l'shinu ishu koine. Where is the source in the Torah that if the gazlan changes the item that he stole, that he acquires it? Shenema. The pasuk says, "Veheshiv esagzela asher gazal." He shall return that which was stolen, which he stole. Now it's superfluous. Ma tamad loymar asher gazal. The Torah could have just said "Veheshiv esagzela" to teach me. Im ke'ein shegazal. If the item that the ganav stole is exactly the same as when he stole it, and there was no shinui in it, yachzir, so that he should return it the way it is. However, im lav, if the gazlan painted it or did some kind of shinui, so he doesn't have to return the item. Domim ba'alma boy shlumi, he just has to pay the value of what it was when he stole it. And therefore, there's a right that he acquired it with the shinui. So the Gemara says, how can you use the extra posuk asher goza to teach me that shinui is koine? Hi asher gozal, these words, asher gozal meboy, lemute gezalaviv, that if a son returns something that the father stole, ein moisif choimish. You don't add a fifth on something that gozal avi, that father stole, or that he was somebody deposited something with him, and he denied having it, and then at the end he stole it. He swore that it had been stolen, and then it was found to be swearing at falsely. Normally, you pay keren v'choimish, but if you inherited this item and you have to return it, you don't pay the choimish. And that's learned out from Asher Gazal. Im kei nichtov rachmana veheshiv as gzelo. The Torah could have written, he has to return his gezel. Asher Gazal lamali, the michtav shmamina tarti. So we can learn two dinim. The din of gezel of the father, and the din that shinui that a gazlan makes in an item is coining it for him. Okay. Ikedi Amri, other people have a different version of this dialogue. It's the opposite. How do we know that if a gazlan changes an item, it's not koine? Shenemar, ve'yeshivas hagzel mikol makom. You return what you stole no matter what, even if you changed it. Which seems to prove that shinu is not koine. So the Gemara asks, "V'haksiv asher gazal." So why don't you use asher gazal to teach me that shinu is koine? Ha'umaboyle, because you need it. Al gzela shalom moisif choimish ve'moisif choimish al gezalav. Amar Ula. Minayin liyeush she'ena kona. Where do we see that the owner abandoning hope that he's going to get his item back. So that alone is not enough to have the Goslin be koined. Shenema. There's a pasuk in Malachi that talks about bringing korbanos that are going to be rejected by the Beis Hamikdash. Ve'ivesem gazul. If you bring something stolen, v'tapiseach lame, v'tachoyle, ve'iveitem et hamincha ha'artza osami etchem. These are all compared. Gazul, dumi lepiseach. Ma piseach. If an animal is lame, it's the leslie takana klal. It's an invalidation that cannot be corrected because he's a bamum. I've gazul to leslie takanta. So something that was stolen has no takana. It's prohibited forever. Makes no difference whether the owner was visyayish. So you see from here that Yeush is not koine it for the Goslin. Rava Amar that Yeush is not koine from a different source. Me'acha. It says the krivis korbano. A person is going to be makriv his korban, v'lo agazul, and not if he stole the animal, won't be accepted. The aim is, when are we actually talking about? Ilay malifnei yeush, if he stole it, and the owners still have not been in misyayish, so pshita, it's pashut that the guy will not be able to be magdish it because it doesn't belong to him. Lama likra. Ela lav lachar yeush. So it's even after Yeush, and still, Shema Mino, Yeush lo koni. That Yeush alone of the Bailim is not enough to allow the Gazan to be koined. Shema Mino, good raya. Break the Gemara, v'haravahu she'amar shegezel korban dechavre. Yesterday we learned that Rava explained this very baraisa in a different way, that this, what he stole, the friend had already been magdish it. But if the Goslin was magdish it after Yeush, could be offered. So Iboy say Mahader Bey. So the first answer to the Gemara is Rava changed from that. He changed his mind, and he holds that Yeush is not koin. Viboy Sema, another answer, Chad Minayu. One of these conflicting statements is not Rava, but Rav Papa Amra. And he was the expert Talmud of Rava. So they mistakenly attributed it to Rava, but it was really Rav Papa. Okay. Now we go back to analyze the Mishnah more carefully. Umidas tashlumei arba v'chamisha. When a ganav steals a shore, an ox, or a sheep, and he shechts it or he sells it, so he has to pay daled b'chamisha. That's a fine. Ve'amai? Oh, and we said in the Mishnah that it's only dafka, a shore, and a seh, no other animals. So more wants to know amai. Neilif, we should learn through Gzeir Shava, shore, mishabes. It says by Shabbos, Mala Halon, says, Lo tasek kom lacha, shorcha, v'chamayrecha, v'chol be'emtecha. That you have to cause all of your animals to rest on Shabbos. Not just a shore and a seh, chayiv v'ov kiyotzu be'en. If you had a deer, if you have birds, they all have to rest. So Avkan, so we would learn an equation, Gzeir Shava, from there, because shore, that when you shecht and sell that which a ganav steals, so chayiv of kiyotz behen. So it's not just an ox and a sheep, but any animal. you'd have to pay Dalet v'chamisha. Amar Rava Amra Kra, it says shor v'seh shnei pami. It says ki yignov ish shor oseh. If a ganav steals a shor oseh, utvacho o mecharo, shechted it or sold it, chamisha bakar yishalem tachat ashor, ve'arbat zon tachat aseh. So it mentions shor and seh second time to teach me. Shor v'seh in, midiachrini lo. This din of Dalet v'chamisha is only by shor v'seh and not by other evidence. Amri, so in analyzing the sugya, we ask, hey miyater, which one of the shor and says are extra, not needed, to teach me this halach? Ilema shor v'seh the seifa, the second shor v'seh is miyater the nichtav rachmana, because the Torah could have written ki yignov shor oseh utvacho umecharo chamisha bakar yishalem tachtav, rather than say tachat hashor ve'arbat son tachtav, and eliminate the extra word shor v'seh, and that's what's extra. And the Gemara is saying, with the extra words, we're learning this drasha. So, but the Gemara says we can't accept that. If the Torah would have written the way we just proposed, just say Bakar Yishalem Tachtav, Arbat Son Tachtav, Hava Amina, I would have thought, Boy Shlumi Tish L'Kolechad Ve'echad. You have to pay 5 plus 4. 5 Bakar and 4 Tzon for each one that's stolen. So, the Chitema, I wouldn't say that, because Haksiv Tachtav twice. Chad Tachtav Miyater, 1 Tachtav is unnecessary. To tell me that you only pay 5 for one and 4 for the other. But that other Tachtav, Ahuma Boile, Lidrosha Achrina, we need it for another drasha. The Tanya. Yachol Ganav Shor Shavamana. Yishlam Tachtav Negidin. If you stole a shore worth $100, maybe I could pay back with a shore that's worth $10. Tamid Lomer Tachtav Tachtav. It says Tachtav Shor Tachtav Seh, that they have to be similar in value compared to the one that you stole. So the extra shor v'seh at the end of the pasuk is not extra; it's needed for this drasha. Okay, says the Gemara. Ela shor v'seh dereisha. It's the first when we say ki ignov shor oseh utvacho mecharo. It's the first shor oseh which is extra. What could the Torah have written? The nichtav rachmana ki yignov ish utvacho mecharo. If a man stole and shechted and sold, chamisha bakar yishalem tachat ashor v'arbatzon tachlas. We would understand from the end of the pasuk what we're talking about. So this shor v'seh beginning seems as to be extra and is available to teach me this halacha that we learned tonight, that the din of arba v'chamisha only applies to a shor and a seh. So the Gemara rejects that. We can't leave out ki ignov ish shor. We can't leave that out. Because rachmana hachiyava mina adeganav trey v'tovach lahu. Maybe you were not bichayiv arba v'chamisha unless you stole a shor and a seh, and you shech both of them, and you're not chayiv for shechting one of them. So the Torah has to be machalik the pasuk between shor and seh, and therefore it's not extra and available for our drasha. So when it says, I'll prove to you that it is extra. It says, utvacho ksiv. Tvacho is a lashon yochid, which it refers to lachad. Means you shechted only one animal, not two. Ve'ema, you could still ask, if the Torah had not written shor oseh in the beginning, maybe you wouldn't pay arva chamisha ad ganev tarvayu umizbadlu. Maybe you have to steal both of them and sell both of them. No, because umachroksi, which is also lashon yachid, which refers to lachad. So the Gemara still doesn't accept. Maybe I could still get rid of shor v'seh. Ve'ema havamina ad ganev trei. And maybe I need shor v'seh because if I don't have it, you have to steal both of them. The tova chad umazbin chad. And you have to shecht one and sell one. So the Gemara says, that's not a good avamina because o mecharoksiv. O means or. Or either this or that. Means you'd be chayiv for either shechting or selling. And ve'akati, and also if they didn't write shor v'seh, havamina adiganev tarvayu b'tov achad u'meshayir chad. Maybe I have to steal both. Shecht one and leave one. Or mazbin chad u'meshayir chad. Or sell one and leave one. So really shor and seh in the beginning of the pasuk is needed. And they're not extra. Ella, shor de seifa, v'seh de reisha miyater. So the Gemara ends up saying that the word shor in the beginning and the word seh in the end are extra. Because the nichtav rachmana, the Torah could have written, ki yignov ish shor utvacho umecharo, chamisha bakar shalem tachtav, v'arbat son tachad aseh. I would have known everything. So shor de seifa, v'seh de reisha lamali. So why indeed did the Torah write the extra word shor at the end of the pasuk and the extra word seh in the beginning of the pasuk? To finally teach our din, shma mina. Shor v'seh in, midi achrini lo. Only shor v'seh, if you shecht and sell, are you mechayev dal v'chamisha. No other animals. Then we said in the Mishnah, Eina goyne v'achra ganav b'shanta shum kefer. One ganav steals, and now a second ganav comes and steals from the first ganav. He doesn't pay kefer. Amar Rav lo yishanu el lifnei yesh. The original bailim have not abandoned. So, if the second ganav comes along and steals from the first ganav, when the original bailim have not been minyayish yet, there's no kefer. Aval la'achar yesh. If the first ganav stole and the owners were miyayish, and then another ganav comes and steals from this first ganav, so kano ganav rishon. So with the yeyush, the first ganav acquired it, becomes his. The ganav sheni mishlam tashem kefil, the ganav rishon. The second ganav has to pay kefil to the first ganav. Amar Rav Sheshes Amina Kinayim v'Shachim Rav Amar Leishmaitz. I think Rav was sleeping when he learned this halacha, because it's not correct. The Tanya, I'll bring you a baraisa, not like what we just learned. Amar Bekiva. Mitnei ma amra Torah. Why did the Torah write tovach u'mochar? That if a ganav shechts or steals or sells, mishan tashlem arba v'chamisha. Mitnei shenishtares bechet. He has deep roots in this aveira. That it's like a double aveira. He stole, and now he shechted and sold. Now, Amos, this shechting and selling, when did it occur? If it occurred before the original Bailam or Misyayesh, mi ikenishtaresh. There's no chet yet, because the item hasn't become owned by the Ganav yet. And therefore, when the Ganav sells it, there's no real mechira. You can only sell something that you own. Okay, we'll continue this tomorrow.
Go ahead, Ernie.
What time? Tomorrow, what time?
Tomorrow, 7:30, same time.
Okay,
Very
all
good.
right.
Time.
Good night.
Good.